There are 5 things you can change right now to improve your eye makeup routine. Hey, I'm maybe Burke and you're watching Makeup for Lost Time. This is my series for trans women and other people who feel like they missed a few classes when it came to learning about makeup. Number 1, use an eyeshadow primer. There are so many versions of this. I personally use the P. Louise cosmetic base, and I purposely get it in a shade just a little lighter than my skin tone to really help the pigment pop. And while I'm usually the first person to say that you don't necessarily need a primer, eyeshadow primers in particular help your eyeshadows look better, but they help them stay better. And a pigmented one like this will also help to neutralize your eyelid so that there's one clean slate to apply your eyeshadow to. A lot of people like to highlight right under their brow ridge, but when I use this primer that is purposely lighter than my skin, it kind of builds in that highlighter for me, while helping the colors show up more true to what they look like in the pan. I personally know if I'm going for a good eyeshadow look, I'm gonna need an eyeshadow primer. Number 2, if you're having trouble blending from a dark shade to a lighter shade, try taking a medium shade right on the line between them for a smoother transition. More colors add more dimension, and don't be afraid to go back in with your deeper color if you feel like the blending lost some of the drama. Number 3, don't neglect your under eyes. Any color that goes on the eyelid can also be matched on the lower lashes. It helps the look be more cohesive, and especially if you have hooded eyes like me, it helps make up for the lack of lid space. Number 4 is ditch the eyeliner pencils. Ooh. If you want smooth, easy, blendable eyeliner, we're gonna take some eyeshadow on a flat brush like this, press it onto the eye, and wiggle it in place. This gives us much more control and a much thinner line that we can work with. You can always add more if you want to. You can swipe the brush, you can use a larger brush to blend it out. You can even pull this brush out from the corners to make something of a wing. There's so much more you can do with just a brush and some eyeshadow. And since it's just powder eyeshadow, it's also easier to cover up or take off if you don't like what it looks like. And number 5 is to stop pulling on your eyes when you apply any of your makeup. With anything you're putting on your face, but especially with eyeliner, you want to relax your face, you want to relax your eyebrows so you know what it's going to look like when your face is resting. And then we can draw where we want the line to go so that when we do raise our eyebrows, the line we drew moves up and we can connect to there instead of the line we drew going down when we finally relax. And from there I can connect the wing I want, knowing that the line is where I want it to land. And then when I relax my eye, the wing is still looking up instead of being pushed down with my hood. Now, if you already do all of these things, it sounds like you're an expert and you don't actually even need a tutorial. If you haven't tried them or some of them, give it a shot and let me know how it works. If I've learned anything from my years of consuming makeup content and wearing makeup, it's that these tips and tricks don't always work for everyone, and everybody's body and face respond to makeup differently. So there's a little bit of trial and error involved to find out what works best for you. Some people swear by concealer instead of eyeshadow primer. Personally, that's never worked for me. I swear by the primer I use because I've done the trial and error and I know what works for me. And I'm just here trying to help you figure out what works best for you. So hit that subscribe button and follow along as we make up for lost time.